Okay, family. Oh God. Okay. Oh God. I said, oh God. Hi there, family. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed day. I am. And tonight, Grammy is home by herself. I don't know for how long. My husband and my 13-year-old are having a daddy-daughter dinner together. Something that he wanted to do. He had the day off and he decided to check her out of school just a little bit early. And they're off doing whatever they're doing. And I have got to get me something cooked for supper, and I decided that I am going to make myself something that I can eat on for a few days. I could freeze it or whatever. I'm not one for really making freezer meals because I just don't have the room. I have this little refrigerator that's right here in the drawer, and it stays pretty full with the things that we eat on a daily basis. And then I have a bigger freezer that's outside, and it pretty much stays full with meat. And I buy little packets of stuff like this to put out there, and so we're pretty full out there right now, so I don't really have the room. I'd have to buy a whole nother freezer to have room for that, but I love that idea of doing it. But sometimes I do freeze stuff, like I froze some chicken and dressing at Thanksgiving and stuff like that. But what we're going to do is we've got to get some pans, and I'm going to grab my pan right now. I need my skillet. Got to grab my handy dandy beautiful pot there, and I got to get the lid to it. I just thought you guys could hang out with me and I could grab everything. Usually I have most of the stuff set up. Let's turn you this way. And we're going to use that Instapot. But I want to get this rice in this pot right here, and I'm going to put it on a low heat. I'm using a bag of cauliflower rice, and like I said, I'm just going to make all of it. It says it's steamable, but I like to do it in a skillet or a pan with a lid and do it low. I don't really add anything to it except for some butter, but I just put it on there like that. And to that, I'm going to add half a bag of these vegetables. I'm not putting a whole bag in there, and you can just do broccoli, whatever you like. But I'm in the mood for some veggies tonight. So I'm going to add about half that bag in there. Well, it's not really that many in there. So let's just go ahead and add them all. Hey. Let's do it all. Let's put it all in there, baby. All right. So, I'm in the mood for a little okra. So I'm just going to put maybe a handful. Your hand's smaller. You may need to put 2 handfuls. But I'm going to add just a handful of okra in there. And I'm going to put this back in the freezer. My little girl, she don't eat any vegetables, but the girl loves some fried okra. Okay, to this, I'm going to put, let me grab me some butter out of here. I'm going to put me about a half a stick of butter in there. I don't know about you guys, but do y'all ever have trouble getting the paper off of butter? It's the craziest thing. Okay, we're going to put that in there. And we're going to put that on there. I'm going to turn it up till it gets warm. And then we'll put it back in there. We're going to put this back in the refrigerator. Anyway, today is Friday. I have the next 2 days off. I was going to do some appetizers with you guys, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't get to this week. We don't have a whole lot of options in our small town, and I did not get out to one of the big cities because it's a 30-mile drive, northeast, west, or south, to go to a store, either direction. And we do have a 10 box here, and it does have things, but sometimes it's really high on some of the products that I need, and sometimes I get a really good deal. Like I got that water bath canner there. So I didn't get to get the ingredients. I am going to make a video tomorrow when I make the egg rolls. So you guys can kind of see my recipe for that and see how I do it. And I will probably post that early next week, but I won't get it up in time for Super Bowl. I was hoping to. This is my video for this weekend, so I hope you guys like it. But it's a healthier version of chicken and vegetables and rice. Cheesy. We're going to put some cheese in it. We got to put some cheese in it, make it delicious. Okay, let me take this lid off this because I'm not going to be using that lid. We're going to put some chicken breast in there. I got to get some frozen chicken breast out of here. Like I said, this will feed me a couple of days. I don't know if my husband will eat it. I have to tell you, he does not like the cauliflower rice. But when I made that gravy out of that oatmeal flour and made the cauliflower rice with the beef on there, he absolutely loved it. So I'm just going to go ahead. There's not much chicken left. Let's just go ahead and cook it up. I need to get rid of it anyway. So, I'm going to run over here to the trash. Put this up. We're going to add us probably about a cup of water in there. Let me make sure. Got my glasses on, I can see. Let's put a cup of water in there. Close up that refrigerator. Let me grab me out an onion. And a bell pepper. And I'm just going to slice these and put them in here while we're talking. Anyway, let's see what I can tell you guys what I did today. I didn't do a whole lot of stuff at work today. I had a slow day. I talked to a few people online, and I've had several people contact me for prayer. And it blesses me because, see, through the heart of Christ, we're supposed to be there for one another. You're not supposed to stand alone. He's there for you, but he gave us each other too. We don't think about that very often, but he did. He gave us each other to lift each other up, to love one another, to be a family. So that made me very happy. And then they said they would pray for me. That made me extra happy too because Grandma Nene needs a prayer too. I need prayer a lot of times. And so I've really been battled in my body this week. I probably only had about 2 hours sleep last night, possibly. I have problems with dehydrating, and I have ever since I've had my cancer and my hysterectomy. I have to be very careful. And this time of year, I'm not as thirsty. I don't want to drink as much water, but I have to really make sure I drink my water. And it makes me have leg cramps at night. It makes me have all kinds of cramps. Neck cramps. I had my ear getting a cramp one time. I'm like, help me, my ears are cramping. My husband says, what? Your ear? So, to this chicken, we're going to add a teaspoon of that steak seasoning salt that I just absolutely love. And we're going to add, let's turn this. This is starting to get warm now. I don't want it to burn. We're going to add, I've got some garlic powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of seasoning salt in there. We're going to put that in there. Then we have some dried onion, which I want to put the dried onion in this. About a teaspoon. I need to stir this up because I want to make sure it's not burned. And it's not. The vegetables, because they're all frozen, they're going to have a little bit of water to them. And that butter's in there with them. Oh, that's going to be so delicious. And once we put that chicken in there, put some cheese on that, baby. Now, I believe this is some cumin. And it's just a little bit, about a teaspoon of cumin. Just to add that little bit more flavor. And you can add some pepper seeds to this. You can add whatever you want to. But I'm not going to spice it up because I'm not going to add no salt to it. For my subscriber that's looking for low salt, this would be something that you could make that would absolutely be low salt. Now, the cheese is going to have salt in it. But you could make it non-cheesy. You can make it buttery and just get a no salt butter for your sauce for it. And so, and I don't think I put anything in here except the steak seasoning did have salt in it. and the seasoning salt would be something you wouldn't be able to have, but you can change that out for some Mrs. Dash. It would be wonderful. So we're gonna set this up. I'm all confident now. I don't worry about this thing blowing up on me at all. I've made so much stuff in it, and I just love it. My husband loves I can put a pot of beans in here in an hour and a half, have a pot of beans in 2 hours, depending on what I got in there. So let's put it on pressure cook. The other day I had problems getting it to do something. I had to remember what I did. So I got everything set. She's locked. Oh, I have to hit pressure cook. That's what. The other day I was trying to saute something and I forgot that I had to put 2 shots. So then we have to do pressure level. We're going to go high. And then we're going to set our timer for 10 minutes because I want that chicken really tender and falling and shredding apart. So that might be overkill, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put it over here. Alrighty. Right now we got everything cooking. But what I was going to tell you is some of the people that's been asking me for prayer have just been blessing me. You guys, you don't understand when you help somebody else, it helps you too. It's a chain reaction of how we can do wonderful things for each other. And I don't know, I'm just falling more and more in love with you guys all the time. And so I will admit something. I kind of walked around and tiptoed around telling people how I believe and how I feel and about things because I didn't want to offend anybody. But here's the thing. We've got to move past being offended. I'm me. God made me. He made me Renee. He made you, and each one of us have a different relationship with him and worship him in a different way. And we try to put everybody into categories and groups, and we're not. We have an individual relationship with him. You can go to a church and there can be 250 people in there, and each one of them have a different relationship because their personality is different. And God's just like that. He made each one of us individual. He knows exactly how we are in our heart and how we are in our mind. And as long as you live by the word of God and you have Jesus here and you try to strive good and you have charity and you have love for your fellow man, it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. And you know what the wonderful thing is? One day we all going to be in heaven together. I don't know if I'll be cooking in heaven. I want to take care of animals or babies. I don't know. I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll just be glad to be up there and be with my Lord and be with all you guys. It'll be a wonderful thing. I'm going to clean up a little bit and I'll be right back, okay? Alrighty. Okay, guys, I'm back. This thing has done its 10 minutes of cooking. It's starting to come down to pressure, but I think I'm going to do a fast release because I'm going to put this in the oven and I'm going to put it in there for about 350. And so I'm going to do a fast release. I'm going to scoot you guys back so y'all don't get steamed all in the face. Okay? I think that'll be the best thing to do is have y'all back here. I like to put a towel on there and then I just push the button, let it go. Facial. Ooh, facial chicken. So, I'm going to be putting it in this little pan right here. And while that's coming down and opening up, I'm going to get my cheese out. I'm going to get me a grater because we're going to grate us some cheese. It's going to be good. I'm telling you. That's all the cheese I have in the house. I don't have any of the regular cheese. So all I have is the Velveeta. But it makes a good creamy casserole when you want to eat something delicious. It does. It'll feed you good. And we're going to shred about a block of it up like that. Back in the handy dandy keeper box. I don't know if anybody out there remembers, but my grandma, she was on fixed income, and so she would get commodities. They still give them out to this day. My father-in-law gets them. But she would get some cheese from the government. We called it government cheese. And that was the best cheese you ever ate in your life. And you can't find it now. They give the cheese in the commodities now, but it's not the same cheese. I think the government ought to open up them secret files and release where they bought that cheese, that government cheese. That stuff was delicious. I'm gonna tell you. You had people that couldn't get commodities, and they was signing up at 15 different places just for the cheese. They would say, I don't need none of the other stuff. Can you just give me some cheese and give me some extra cheese? That stuff was like crack. It was delicious. My grandma would make us cheese toast, grilled cheese. I tell you, I ate so much cheese I had to go to the doctor. So, but anyway, we're shredding this up. I might be too much information there, but I'm telling you, we could not get enough of it. So, but sometimes my grandma will hide it. That's something else too. I just thought about that. We found it hid. Because this kids would eat it all up, and bless her heart, she's on fixed income. We didn't understand money back in them days, and she didn't like tell us no. She'd feed us anything she had. Sometimes she wouldn't be hiding it. Really, she'd have it back for a special occasion, like she wanted to use it to make some macaroni and cheese because there was a holiday coming up. We didn't think about macaroni and cheese 2 weeks later. We was going to eat that government cheese right now. We was going to eat it. So let's see here. We got that shredded up. I could have turned the camera down and let y'all watch me shred. And I ain't playing a guitar either. I'm making cheese. I went, isn't that what they call shredding? Is when you play a guitar? Anyway, I got about that much cheese. And yes, it's on a pizza pan. Because it's just easier to put it on that pizza pan and shred and have that on there. Alrighty. Let's see if our pin's dropped. It has dropped. Psh, mic down and out. Alright. OMG. That is some beautiful chicken. Let me get me some tongs out of here. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. And it's made a delicious broth in there. And I'm not going to need all that juice. So I'm going to strain that off. Get all my stuff out of there. Look at that. Oh, that chicken is just pull apart tender. It is just falling apart. It smelled good too, girls and boys. Girls and boys. I have more girls that watch me. But anyway, my little stand comes, my little casserole dish comes with the stand. You can take it out and put it on there when it's hot. I just love that. So let me move unplug this and move this down. And I'm going to turn you guys where you can watch me build this. Alright, we've got everything seasoned. We don't need to season anything else. So let's turn you down. Get my casserole dish over here. And I need to get me a big strainer spoon. I forgot to turn my TV on mute there. And my preaching is going on. So you might hear the good word of the Lord in there. So we're going to add that in there. See, that already has some juices. And I don't want to leave that. Oh, one of the things I added in here, I was kind of cleaning out my refrigerator. And I found a little bit of spinach I had left when I made that frittata. I didn't want it to go bad. So I just kind of put it in here and added that in here. Sometimes I do things off camera. And I forget to tell you, but I want to tell you, I did add spinach to this. You can put anything you want in this stuff. I'm all about getting the veggies, getting them veggies in there. So now we got all of that. I want to make sure I got carrots throughout it. Okay? Don't that look good? That looks good without adding chicken. This is a fryer thing, but it's the perfect thing for getting things out. And I'm just going to kind of leave that chicken kind of whole. I tell you what. Let's take it back out. Hold that. Hold that over there, Mr. Crockpot. I'm going to put my cheese in here. And I'm going to melt this cheese. Let this cheese kind of just go in there. Get it all there. I'm going to tell you something. Nothing melts like some good Velveeta cheese. Or cream cheese or anything like that that's in the thing. So we're going to go ahead and put that cheese kind of on top of those veggies and just kind of let them melt all over the top of it. Now we're going to put the chicken on top of it. Because I'm going to leave this chicken whole and I'm just going to kind of set it on top. Those onions and bell peppers, everything's going to just kind of sit on top of it. Don't that look good? Don't that look good? And I don't want to miss any of these delicious bell pepper pieces because I love bell pepper and onion and chicken. I could just sit there. I could have just sit there and ate that. That would have been dinner for me. I'm trying my best to get myself a little healthier. And I was going to tell you, if you don't like cauliflower rice, you can do regular rice in this. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to cook. It's just going to take a lot longer to cook. One of these days, I'll show you how I cook rice. Miss Lori put a recipe out. Miss Lori from Whippoorwill Hollow put a recipe out where she makes some rice in the oven. And I'd been wanting to try that because it looked like it was pretty simple. So we're going to put that in there, but I'm going to cover it with foil. We're going to put some aluminum foil on here. Look at the size of this aluminum foil I got. It's big enough for me to change the TV for my chair. I wish I thought about that when I was a kid. My parents had me up changing the TV 24 hours a day. So wake me up out of bed and tell me to change it to the news. I tell you, these people don't know how easy they got it nowadays. We didn't have remote controls back then. And then when we did get one, it was the size of a Cadillac. You had to pick it up like it and change that TV. It was horrible. And you had to point just at the light, because if you didn't point at that light right, oh my goodness, I tell you. It was a mess back in them days. All right, I got that in the oven. Not for sure how long it's going to need to cook, because I want all my vegetables good and tender, and I want that cheese to melt down in there. And I'm going to cook it, and then we're going to take the foil off, put it on broil, and let it get a little bit of brown on the top of it. Then we're going to eat it. But I'm going to let it cool first. I know you guys want me to eat it and burn my lips off. But I can't do it. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. We is back. And this is ready to come out of the oven. I think it's, I put it in there for 25 minutes, but I pumped it up to about 375. And I'm going to stop it before we goes on there, because I believe it's done. Whoa, hello. I can't see nothing. I didn't even see. Let me put them back on my head. They don't do me no good when they fall good. So, I want to tell you something. This smells delicious. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to give y'all a good look at it. Down in my little case here. I can get the pot holders out of it without cooking my fingers. We don't want to cook my fingers. Okay, so let's put that up there. So, let me get you guys turned down here where you can see it. Don't that look delicious? And see, it's inside this thing. I can carry this, and it's not hot. I love this thing. And so, let me get me a plate, and we'll put some on there, and I'll blow it off, and we'll see if we can't eat it. This thing deserves to be put on some delicious china. So, and see, it'll serve a lot of people. You just go in here. Look at that. Look at that. Some of that delicious vegetables, all that bell pepper. Will you look at that? You could serve it with some bread if you're doing low carb. You don't want bread, but you could have a little bread. You could have some low carb crackers. You could just eat another serving of that on the side. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'm going to raise you guys up here. Let's get us a fork. So you can tell I'm still sniffling. So, but you can see that cheesy goodness. Let's get down in there. Let's get a piece of chicken. You guys see what I'm doing? I'm going to get some of that delicious tender chicken. Some of them veggies. All them carrots are tender. I ain't going to try to eat that big old carrot. Burn my mouth. We'll just get some of that broccoli. A little carrot of it. You see how it's steaming? It's just begging me to get burnt. I'm in a silly mood tonight, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Done. It is good. The only thing that I would have done if I had some is I would have added maybe a little Worcestershire sauce or some kind of sauce to that rice. Soy sauce, something like that. It's grocery shopping time at my house. So the only thing that I added to this that I normally don't do is I added the spinach. And it was just because I didn't want to have to throw it out. I was kind of looking in my refrigerator making my list for tomorrow when I go get my groceries. Grandma fixing to go have some dinner. You guys have a wonderful, blessed night. I love you. Try this recipe. Until next time, I'm Grammy Nene. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed night. Bye-bye.